Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a multi-stop elevator or lift. The first thing you would need is that you would need to actually have the floors. So here in this example, I haven't got a lift shaft, but essentially these are my floors, these are the buttons, and this is the lift. So the first thing we want to do is that we want to go to the entity tool and make a new entity and double click on it and then go here and simply call it logic underscore compare, and then we're just going to give it a name. If you're going to make multiple lifts in your level, I would recommend giving them a unique identifier for each area, just so that you don't confuse yourself. And what we want to do is that we want to make the initial value and the compare value the floor number that we're on. So this is the first floor. And the lift is on the first floor, so we're going to put 1 here. And yeah, that should be it. Second, we want to actually make these buttons and basically just tell the info compare what to do. So select each button individually. You don't want to select them all. So you can see I've only selected the bottom one. You want to Control T, and that will turn it into an entity. And you want to do that for these as well. And then simply, now that they're all entities, select them all, and then go to the class thing here and just type in button. Now we want to go to flags, don't move. Yep. And we want to go to delay, and I'm going to set it to 0 personally, but that's your choice. For sounds, I want access granted, just as a simple notification that it works, and that should be it. So now we actually want to give these buttons logic, so I'm going to click on the first button. So this is the first floor button, and we simply want to create an output, and we want to target the compare value, and we actually want to set value compare. No, set compare value. So set compare value, and we're going to target. So on pressed, set compare value, and we're going to make this 1. Yeah, so that's correct. So set compare value 1. So this is the first floor, so this is going to be 1, and we actually want to create a second output, and we want to simply make the input compare, but we want to add a little delay to this. So what we're doing is that we're essentially just comparing values in this, and we're going to add a little delay, because obviously if you compare it before setting the value, it won't do anything. So we're just going to copy this, and then go to the next button, paste it, change the parameter to 2, go to the third button, paste again, and change the parameter to 3. So now we've set up our buttons, but we now need to set up our lift. So I will select this object and press Ctrl T on it. Now go to the class section and type in track train. Give it a name. I'm just going to call it elevator. I know I'm supposed to say lift, but it's, it's an American game. Why not? So we want to. I'm going to set these to 0, and I recommend you set these to 0 as well. So distance between wheels, height above track, just fixes some stuff. And then we want to go to flags, we want to no user control, fixed orientation, and is unblockable by player. So now we have actually set up the elevator, but we actually need a track for this elevator to go on. So we're going to create a new entity using the entity tool, and we want to simply call it track. No, it's actually, is it path? Yeah, path track. Give it a name like elevator track, and give it a number to indicate what floor it is. So elevator track underscore 1. So we're going to set face direction of motion, and we're going to set it to no change. And yeah, so orientation chart type, no change. So then we want to center it in the middle of the lift. So I'm using Shift W. You can see my lift actually is 10 hammer units, but this should hopefully work for lifts of multiple size. If not, I need to redo this tutorial. But then essentially we want to simply select the lift and the track and simply shift drag to the second stop. And we can simply delete the lift, or actually we can just drag it further along and simply delete the lifts, and there we go, we've got our nice stops. So we need to name these actually, so we need to name this 2, and we need to name this 3, so in accordance with what floor it is. And simply, we go to the bottom one, next stop target, second one, and then select the second one, next stop target, third one. And we keep doing this until we reach the top. Obviously the top, there's no stop target yet. I will get back to that later. So next we want to go to the very top and go to the branch path, and simply select the one below. And so that, and then 2, branch path, set the one below. Obviously we can't set the one below 1 because there isn't one yet. Again, I'll say that later. But we've done that now. So we can actually just go to class info of the elevator and go to the first stop target and make it the first stop. Now this will not work yet because we actually need to do logic on info compare. So we need to click on the logic compare that we made, and we simply want to do a we want to add on equal to, and then target the elevator and tell it to stop. And then basically we just want to make another copy of this, but do on greater than, and essentially for on greater than we want to target all the paths and enable alternative path. So yep, that looks correct. So then we need to do that for 2, and then we need to do that for 3, and then we need to copy this, paste it, and then on less than, disable alternative path. So now we actually need to make another one of these, but instead we need to target the actual lift itself, and we got to tell it to which one is it? Start forward. So there we go. But we also need to add a little delay to this. So I'm going to add a 0.15 second delay so that the paths get reset or set to what they're supposed to be, and then the elevator goes forward or up and down. And we also need to do this for on greater than. I actually forgot something actually. We need to go back to these paths again, and we actually need to go to the output, and we need to do add and then on pass, target the compare and set compare value, I think. No, set value compare. Set value compare and set it to what floor that path represents. So this is floor 1. This is floor 2. And this is floor 3. So let's go in game. First floor does nothing as expected. Second floor, it stops. Now you may see the problem here. It has not lined up, and this is because of a stupid decision when implementing the on-pass event. So you see these? This is the bounding box of the path track. Now, usually, you would use the origin of the entity, which is the absolute center. The problem is Valve didn't. So we actually got to implement a little fix for this. And so instead we essentially have to select all the path trains, go to outputs, and make the delay 0.07. Now, we could do 0.08, however, the way that the comparison works is that the train will move into it, so we got to lower the delay, and I'll show you, basically. So, let's go into game, shall we? Right, first floor, nothing. Second floor, there we go. So it stops at the second floor, which is nice. But there is one more bug, which I will show you how to fix. If we go to the third floor, it works. If we go to the first floor, however, it bounces. You see that? There's a little bounce that happens. So, to fix this little bounce, we actually need to implement a track below this. So, the first thing we will do is that we will actually get the track representing the first floor and drag it underneath. And this will be track 0. Now, this isn't a flaw, more or less just a way for track 1 to not bounce up and down. So we want to just make it so that track 0 is just named track 0 and has no targets. Then we want to go to track 1, and we want to, for some reason, when you shift drag it bugs out a bit, so we want to make sure that track 1 is properly targeting track 2 for next stop. But then for branch path, we actually want to select track 0. And so this will fix the bug. Here we go. First floor, nothing. Second floor, it lines up flush. Third floor, perfectly fine. Now, let's try the first floor again. And it works. It just works. So if the little thing happens on the last floor, do the same thing as the first floor. But instead of making it the branch path, make it the next path for the last one. So yeah, I hope this tutorial helped. I will be in the comments section in case anybody needs assistance with this, in case I said something wrong or wasn't too clear on describing something. But I hope you enjoyed this. I actually tried to amend the Valve Dev Wiki page on multi-stop elevators to report about the bouncing and the little offset bug. But I tried to create an account on there, and they haven't sent a confirmation email in 30 minutes, so I couldn't edit it, so I just decided to make this video instead. But yeah, this is very helpful for one of the maps that I'm making. I also didn't intend to have the Ukraine flag as the elevator, but considering the Roblox textures, you might guess what it is already. But anyway, I hope this video helped you in some way. I'm sorry that it's been a bit long, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed. See ya.